Today is day 64 of 100 random acts of kindness. I had a very productive day today. I only showered and brushed my teeth at like 11 o'clock p.m. But, so I stayed in my pajamas all day and worked away at my laptop. But I got a lot of stuff done regarding advocacy, we'll say that, which always feels good, especially with a massive blood test coming up tomorrow and needing very good results. I am having a lot of like jaw fatigue, I find. So when I look into the camera, I can really see this tooth. I've talked many times about my teeth and how I had brilliantly perfect straight teeth, and then I needed an MRI, so we had to take out the retainer, and because my jaw is so spongy, my teeth can just do whatever they want. So this little bugger, I'm sure you were dying to look into my mouth today, you can see has really been on the move, and I think that's actually causing a lot of pain kind of in my head, and as you can imagine, when you've got teeth pushing and your jaw just going, yeah, do whatever you want. When I look into the camera, I can see it. That's why I felt obligated to tell you, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, so tomorrow, 1 o'clock, blood test, ECG, I think. I just want to make sure that my heart managed okay through that last trial. They were consistently looking into it, so, nothing new. It's just kind of, they also have to do like an exit, is it called an exit interview? I don't even remember. When you start a trial, you have like crazy tests, and then when you're done a trial, it's not as many tests, but they want to just kind of close me out, if you will. So yeah, so we have that tomorrow too. And so today I got a text from, this is my random act of kindness. I got a text from my mother-in-law saying that somebody wanted to reach out to me. And so she sent me this person's cell phone number. And this person, so I grew up in a small town. And like small town, I think the population when I was growing up was like 17,000. It's amalgamated now to a whole bunch of communities around, but 17,000. So not tiny by any means. We didn't know, everybody didn't know everybody, but everybody knew everybody. And so I went to an elementary school until grade 4, and then they pulled French immersion out of that elementary school, and I went to another school where they moved all the French immersion kids. And so up until the age of 8 years old, I had the same custodial staff. Well, I didn't have them. They were the same custodial staff at my school. And I befriended one of the employees, and she was just the sweetest woman in the world. I just remember I called her by first name. We were really lucky. We had an amazing custodial staff, actually. I'm thinking of some of the other, like I was 8 and I can still remember some of their names. And that's the last time that I saw some of them. Anyway, Debbie in particular, she was just always so sweet and called me by name. And it wasn't that my parents knew her. That's why she called me by name. It wasn't that, she knew of my older brothers, but I just felt like I had a relationship with her. Like I felt like she was one of my friends, and we were in portables a lot. So when we'd have to go to the bathroom, we'd have to walk into the main school. And so sometimes I'd just walk by her and we'd just chat like we were old chums. And then I went to another school, and so I didn't see her nearly as often, but we would run into each other, again, small town, and we would just chat. But how many people have that relationship with members of their custodial staff at their elementary school? But what I learned over the years is that it wasn't just me. She just has this incredible memory and is just this really kind woman. And so I worked at a drugstore through high school, and when she would come in, we would just, same thing, like I'm having a hot flash, you can see everything happening. Anyway, she'd come in and we'd chit chat, and then I went away to university, and when I would come home, we'd run into each other, like I'm talking years apart, and she'd call me by name. And so it was her who wanted to reach out to me. Now, I have seen her as an adult, like as I've been an adult. It's not like this was totally random, but it's been years. Prior to we saw each other, there was an event held, which will be another random act of kindness. There was an event held in October that we got to see. She was good enough to come out and support. But prior to that, I think it had been years. And anyway, I texted her today, and she called me tonight. And it's just one of those moments where you're sitting there going, I am at the point where I am so sick that people are calling. Oh, that's not what I meant to say, but that's what just came over me. But I'm sitting here talking to a friend from who I met when I was 5 years old, and who remembers me, and her daughter went to school with my husband. And I just keep thinking about it. She is hilarious and kind, and I said to her today, do we just know each other because you were part of the custodial staff and I went to that school? And she said, well, I knew of your mom. Like, if I ran into her, we'd say hello. But yeah, I just thought, that's unbelievable. How many people have that story in their back pocket? And so we just caught up, and her daughter was actually one of my father-in-law's nurses right up until the day before he died, I think, was her last shift with my father-in-law. Maybe the day of. They came to his wake. And what Debbie was saying today was that I don't have as clear of a memory as she does of this. I've taken a lot of drugs since then, and not the fun kind. But we were at one of my good friend's weddings separately, and I ran into her, and I said, oh my God, Debbie, how are you? And so chit-chatting, and Keith walked up, my husband, and I don't know if she tried to introduce us or what. And I said, well, he's my, the way she said it was that I said, well, I'm taking care of him now. I don't know if that's how I said it or not, but anyway, this is my boyfriend. We weren't married at the time. And she said today, you walked away, and I just said, there's an amazing couple. They're both two genuine people, and Katie just is going to take such good care of him, and I know that Keith will treat her right. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And she told me about, I love these stories. I love hearing stories about when I was a kid, because I don't remember a lot of stories like this. Like, I don't remember me being this kid, but my mom has told stories before about like first day of kindergarten, and some of the teachers didn't know which kids, because it's the first day, which kids belonged on which bus. And I'm out there, like, not, honestly, I know everybody's going to say this, but not in a bossy way, but just like, oh no, she goes, she's got the blue badge, so she goes on the bus 102, and just organizing things. And I am very, very organized. Anybody close to me will tell you that. But she was telling me, she said, you were always ahead of your years, and you were always so jolly and chatty, which I have heard that a million times, and I do remember being chatty. I'm still chatty, obviously. This is video like 160, probably 170 that I've done on YouTube. So chatty tick. Yep, that's probably right. But she said, you were always ahead of your years. And she said, I always anticipated walking by one of these classes and seeing you at the front teaching your fellow classmates. And then I went into education and got 3 degrees in education. So she's obviously is very intuitive. But that is my random act of kindness today. I still can't get over it. I just think it's incredible that she wanted to reach out just to say hi. And we just chatted. I told her, as any of you know, that I am a nightmare to respond back to texts or answer phone calls. It's very, very few and far between that you will contact me and then I'll be in the frame of mind to respond back. So she said she totally understood. But I can't believe that. I mean, if you are that type of person who grew up, like I said, we didn't grow up in a village. We still grew up in a town, 17,000 people, who you would get a phone call like that from somebody who you met, like, again, not like a fellow classmate. I don't know. Anyway, Debbie, I just love talking to you today. That really meant so much to me that you took the time to contact me, and I'm just really happy. Everybody wish me luck. I think it's very strange that I'm hoping to start chemo tomorrow. It's never something that I would think that I would have wanted, but it's that, or we know the alternative. So hoping for a chemo start. I think I have to take it morning and night, so it might be a Wednesday start, but my blood has to cooperate, or we wait quite a while, I think, before the next blood test, between a number of just upcoming things that I won't be around to get a blood test. So anyway, wish me luck. I will talk to you tomorrow.